part 2, my mama called me. I know she can feel me doing these videos. My mom's very intuitive as well. I get it from my mama. It's funny because I've been taking all these pictures for these episodes of the cornbread, and we go to this barbecue place and we never eat the cornbread. We're on this like low carb thing. And we saved the cornbread so I could take these pictures for these episodes, and my new cat keeps stealing these cornbreads and like dragging them around the house. It's just so funny. We just manifested a new orange baby kitty, and his name is King Ozzy Thor, and now we've been calling him the cornbread burglar. So it's been kind of hilarious. But I was talking about, some people see crying as a weakness, and growing up in the makeup industry for 10 years of my life, if you had to cry, you went out to your car, to the bathroom, like you didn't show that to others. And now that I'm in the job that I'm in today, I believe it's important for people to see me cry, because it shows that I'm authentic, that I'm real, that I do have pain and I do have my shadow. And I believe that the more vulnerability that you can show to others, it helps others to feel comfortable to be themselves as well. I'm someone, as well, like I'm a quadruple Leo, so a lot of, Leo women and men, they don't want to show you when they cry. We go and we like to lick our wounds in private, right? Like a lion. But I've noticed that the more that I can actually like cry, it really helps me release, and it really shifts my energy and it shifts my mood, so I really look forward to a good cry when I've always been someone that, like bottled it up. And I also believe, with the shadow work and crying and things like that, if you bottle up your emotions, if you don't feel them, or if you go and try to numb them, it's like drinking poison. Okay, so the more that you can express how you're really feeling, it's going to be so healthy for you. So let's see what else I put on here. So those that are angry in their shadow, okay, like I'm a real spicy sign at times. So, you get that angry, you get frustrated, right? You get pissed off, whatever you want to call it. So for the spiciest signs, I recommend punching bag. Go get a punching bag. Getting that energy out, make you feel so good. That is healthy shadow work. Running, swimming, and screaming. Okay, I got to tell you about the screaming one. I have this apprenticeship where I teach women all these different things. And I told my daughters, like if you're pissed off and you're angry at work, go and like park somewhere real private where there's not a soul around and scream. And I'm telling you, you will feel so much better when you're done. And they've tried it and they love it. And it makes you feel so good. There's times where you need to scream. And that's another healthy way to release. Okay? Scream it out. Okay, these are like my favorite. So when I'm angry or if I'm frustrated, my shadow's out to play, I do push-ups. And I'm telling you, my arms are starting to get those little lines. I'd like to do crunches. Like I told you, I like to do them at my altar, or I like to hold the door and do leg lifts. Those make me feel really, really good. Okay, and then there's a book called WTF is Tarot. And I was reading there in the beginning, and it talks about this counselor that she went to. And the counselor would have her patients get like a footstool, or some kind of chair that wouldn't break. And she would have her clients get like tennis rackets or bats and just beat the shit out of this footstool. And I think that's a beautiful way to do the angry shadow work. Okay, so I want to talk about this really quick. When are like good times to do shadow work? So I believe women, when you're on your cycle, that is the perfect time to do shadow work, because what happens? We end up crying a lot. Our emotions are really high. That is a beautiful time once a month to really focus on nurturing your shadow, feeling those feelings, practicing, you know, healthy rituals like bath ritual, meditation, prayer. And then guys, when you're in those moments of like high testosterone and you're pissed off, like go do those push-ups, get that energy out healthily. So I want to talk about last is unhealthy actions of the shadow. This is sex to forget. Okay, going and hitting up your booty calls, you know, because you want to forget about why you're upset. That is unhealthy shadow work. Wanting a partner when you haven't worked on your healing, you know, to fill that void, you know, really wanting love just to kind of fill that space. That's unhealthy shadow work. Drinking alcohol. Bing, 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 bing. When you're like really upset and all you want to do is drink your sorrows away, that is unhealthy shadow work. When you drink or do any man-made substances, that automatically brings your shadow out to play. And what's bad is it brings you into a lower vibration. So that's when, you know, darker energies can come in and really do the damage as far as your spirituality and your spiritual walk. Even talk about getting the sage out. But I want to talk about drinking for a minute. I always say to my spirit daughters, Jesus drank wine, the monks made beer, and the Hispanics believe that tequila is healing. So these things are okay in moderation, but you only want to drink when you're in times of celebration. If you're at a lower vibration, if you're sad or you're depressed or your shadow's out to play and you go drink, you're feeding your shadow. You're not feeding your light. So I recommend only drink when you're like excited or, you know, in times of celebration, honor, you know, the good times. Yeah, and unhealthy actions of the shadow, man-made substances, pill popping to fill that void, mind-altering man-made substances. Just don't go do things or intake things just because you want to feel that sadness. You know, feel those feelings. That is healthy shadow work. Okay, so let's talk about responsible healing actions. Crying, right? It's a great thing to do to release healthily. Leave it at your altar. Sit in front of your altar. Cry. Do some push-ups in front of your altar. Get that energy out. And what I like to talk about is like when I'm doing my crunches at my altar or my push-ups, I'm projecting that negative energy into my altar. And you know, if you see me ever, I always talk about sitting in front of your altar projects creativity. So if you're, you know, putting that negative energy into your altar, it's going to transmute and shoot out creative energy into your room. So do those crunches and push-ups at your altar and leave that shit at your altar. Find the lessons in the pain. That is a very healthy way to do the shadow work. You know, finding that lesson. What's the lesson? And leave all the other stuff behind. Reiki, push-ups, yoga, running, coloring, painting, cleaning. Oh, I love a good cleaning when I'm upset. That is such good, healthy shadow work. Go clean, do the dishes, transmute that energy. Take a bath. Give it to the archangels below, Ezekiel, Uriel. You know, those are great angels to work with for grounding. Ooh, doing a burning ceremony, like writing down the things you want to let go, burning it, saying a prayer affirmation, I release, cut, snip, send, light, release, right? Okay, so I'm going to end with spoken word. I've had this on my altar for so long, and my sweet baby Allie, my eagle, she's been inspiring me for months now to do this. So I'm going to end with spoken word. It's just something that I channeled. And it's really an intro into my next video, which is going to be what in the cornbread hill is self-love. Are you ready? So this is called the self-love swerve. Do shit because you truly want to. Everything is a choice. The moment you can relax into this experience of life is the moment you can conquer self-love. A lot of us put ourselves under so much pressure, walking around with these heavy hearts and unreachable, invalid expectations. Self-love is swerving those emotions into peace, softness, motivation, inspiration, and gratitude. Being alert when the negative thoughts and bad juju and self-sabotage come through. Sitting at your altar, sitting with these shadow aspects, keeping and understanding the lessons, healing and mending yourself there, making peace with your shadow and pain. Swerve and make your destination something that is healthy and that makes you feel good. This is healthy shadow work. Thank y'all so much for spending this time with me. If you are wanting a reading or a blessing ceremony or some Reiki, check out my website. I just did a huge update and I added so many beautiful sage bundles. I have 3 more spots left for my apprenticeship. I've got 7 beautiful babies that inspire everything that I do. I love you all, my beautiful spirit daughters. I'm honored to be on this journey with you. And I want to say last, a huge shout out to my dad, my parents. Thank you so much for all your support in this beautiful journey as a holistic healer. I'm still shocked every single day that I do this. Like I said, I was a makeup artist for 10 years. And doing this is a beautiful, beautiful dream. And I just want to thank all my teachers out there from Dallas and all around the world. Thank you so much for showing me my true self and my true calling. May you all have healthy shadow work, having that healthy lifestyle, being patient with yourself, loving yourself, making peace with your shadow. What in the cornbread hill is shadow work? Feeling your feelings. Many blessings, beautiful souls.